right, back in the saddle, touching off another explosive hour of the Steve Gruber Show, coming to you live from the heart of America right here in Studio G, fighting for you in this country from the foxhole of freedom. You can also find me on Twitter, X, Truth, Rumble, and now TikTok, too. All the same places that you need to find me. Go there. Follow today. Number one on the big three today, Snow White does a faceplant at theaters. The remake is on the receiving end of horrible reviews and will be among the biggest flops in movie history, as it should be. Number two, in a shock poll, Kamala Harris is the runaway favorite, that's right, to be the Democrats' presidential nominee in 2028. After one of the most embarrassing losses in presidential races, she could still come back. Wouldn't that be something? I welcome her to the race. And number three, look, I know there are some of you, and I can relate to this, that are disappointed by the slow pace of some of aspects of the second term of President Trump. I hear some of you complaining that things should be done faster, like where are the Epstein files? Well, we did get tens of thousands of pages released on the killing of our 35th president, John Kennedy, so that was real progress. But in other areas, it's been slower. And of course, there is the war being waged inside courtrooms, cherry-picked courtrooms all over America, where federal district judges, which are basically local judges, are imposing their activism on the entire country. And make no mistake, none of this is by accident. It's all by design. But on the same token, do not despair. This is not Donald Trump's first time around. This is by no means anything like 2017. You see, this time around, President Trump came in ready. He knew exactly what they were going to do. He knew what they were capable of because he's seen them attack him, often with completely made-up stories like Russian collusion or illegal business practices to attack him legally or just try to discredit him personally. He's seen it all before. It is, by any measure, one of the most catastrophic failures in history. I mean, Donald Trump is president again, so they've tried and tried and tried again and failed and failed again. And there's not one Democrat that actually believed it was even possible in early 2021. Most didn't think it was possible until the early morning hours of November 6, 2024, that Donald Trump would be returned to the White House, but more than 77 million Americans made their feelings known loud and clear, returning Trump to the White House with a mandate of 312 electoral votes, all 7 swing states in his column. So when they realized they'd been beaten again, well, the activist Democrats did the only thing they knew how: try to manipulate the entire system using lawfare. Listen to this.
There are those who believe that we are in real time living through an assault on the constitutional order. Do you believe that we are in a constitutional crisis right now?
Yes, our democracy is at risk because Donald Trump shows that he wishes to violate the laws in many, many different ways. The good news here is we did put 235 judges, progressive judges, judges not under the control of Trump last year on the bench, and they are ruling against Trump time after time after time. And we hope that the appellate courts, when it gets up there in the Supreme Court, will uphold those rulings. They restored the money to NIH. They required that 8,000 federal employees have to come back. We're in over 100 lawsuits against them, and we are having a good deal of success. It's only at the lower court level right now.
No, you're going to lose, though. Oh, and correct these fools every time. And to the republic, for which it stands, not to the democracy. It's not a democracy, Chuck, it's a republic. Democrats trying to change the language and dumb down America. Don't be part of it. He also folded to Donald Trump on the continuing resolution and Chuck Schumer, and he admits the courts are rigged, and they're rigged all by design. He just said it there. That's right, the courts are rigged, and it makes you wonder, how many of these judges are in their positions courtesy of shadowy figures that were ordering their nominations, using an auto pen that pretended to be Joe Biden? This is a war, my friends, for the future of America. And thankfully, President Trump came prepared. I hope you're prepared for this, too. It's going to take some time, but it'll be okay. Now, I believe the Supreme Court, despite any personal feelings of John Roberts or Amy Coney Barrett, SCOTUS will be almost required to back the president on a number of these issues that are going the wrong way at the lower courts, because there is simply no other way to read the Constitution. And old laws like the 1798 Alien Enemies Act or the Alien and Seditions Act. The president not only has the right, but he has the duty and the responsibility to protect this nation from real threats. And yes, that includes the likes of Shende Aragua, MS-13, and any other violent groups that willingly do us harm. But those on the left, The activist left that prattle on endlessly about defending democracy when it's not. Don't care one bit about any of that. And in fact, they really want a one-party supermajority, like they have in California. One of the most dangerous puppeteers of lawfare is Norm Eisen, who, if you described him as unhinged, would be woefully inadequate. He has filed hundreds of these lawsuits against the Trump administration, garbage lawsuits. Listen to this.
It's a violation of the Constitution. The first time they try to keep me out of a courthouse will be right in front of a judge within minutes. I guarantee you that judge will have me in the courthouse. You have to understand it in a pattern, Anderson. Donald Trump said he was going to be a dictator on day one. The essence of dictatorship is breaking the law, and these unconstitutional
what's illegal
actions,
about this?
Well, it violates First Amendment, freedom of speech. There's no due process at all. It cuts off my client's right to counsel if I need, and I do, security clearances to represent clients. This won't hold up in court, just like so many others of Donald Trump's actions. Illegal spending freezes, Mr. Elon Musk and Doge pawing over personal data, the firing of those FBI agents. I'll be in court this week on an illegal firing of tens of thousands of probationary employees.
Yeah, there you have it. Norm Eisen, behind hundreds of these lawsuits. Unhinged would not be a strong enough word. He's been attacking President Trump since 2015. He says he must have a security clearance. You just heard him. And he continues to attack every move this administration makes. They shop for judges every step of the way, you know, trying to stop the Trump agenda, not at the ballot box, but in the courtrooms of America. You, of course, know this. Trump called out the garbage lawsuits and named names, including his. Here he is.
That you have been dealing with for years, like guys like Andrew Weissman, deranged Jack Smith. There's a guy named Norm Eisen. I don't even know what he looks like. His name is Norm Eisen of Crew. He's been after me for 9 years. Now, Crew is a charitable organization. And the reason I'm saying this, Todd, is I'm only going to get one chance to say this. But these are bad people. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he looks like. But everything I read is Norm Eisen of Crew. And Crew is a charitable organization. And that's a political thing. His sole life is to get Donald Trump. And he's been vicious and violent, and he's trying, and he probably had pretty good success over the years. But with me, how did he do? I think I'm president. Am I here because I'm president? But we had to take all of that abuse, even during the trial.
Yeah, he's president, all right. Democrats completely failed. Norm Eisen will fail, too. You see, the good news is that this time around, in addition to a team that was fully prepared for the onslaught of lawsuits, the president has more unwavering support than ever inside the halls of Congress. It's critical to his ongoing success, and we'll talk about that more when we get back. Good to see you here this morning as we roll through another big day here on the Steve Gruber Show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Twitter's very slow right now. They're defending against attacks from all directions, so please follow me on Twitter. We need to pick up 25 followers today. You're part of the movement. Don't forget Facebook, Rumble, Instagram, TikTok. It's a movement, and you're part of it. I'll be right back. Like I said, in the halls of Congress, Donald Trump has more support now than he has ever had. Strong support. Of course, he's put together a team that is America first all the way through and through, and MAGA all the way through and through. Harriet Hageman, the congresswoman from Wyoming, ready to fight back against the war inside the courtrooms as well. Listen to this.
You know, I sit here and I listen to all of the caterwauling on the other side about Elon Musk. I don't know what he has to do with anything today. I listen to all of the accusations about Russia, Russia, Russia. Boy, I wish we could retire that word someday. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I listen to all of these, you know, this nonsense that is being spewed out there. And what I can't understand is why anyone wants to undermine our criminal or civil justice system in the manner that has been done over the last couple of years with lawfare, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat.
Yeah. Yes, we're all frustrated by the constant roadblocks and speed bumps, but like I said, this isn't anything like Donald Trump's first administration, and everyone knew exactly what to expect, and they are taking it straight to the haters, The war for the soul of America is happening inside courtrooms every single day, but we have a different administration. That's what I want you to take away today. Listen to this.
We are fighting back every step of the way. We are in court every day fighting against these activist judges. We're not going to stop. Many of them should be recused from these cases. They will be recused from these cases. We're appealing them. Look at Chuckin. Look at Judge Chuckin with the EPA trying to control our money. Judge Chang trying to control the money of the U.S. aid. Judge Reyes, look what she did to Pete Hegseth. She made personal attacks in court about Pete Hegseth, and she's trying to control military readiness. You can't do this. And then, of course, Boasberg trying to control our foreign policy. These judges are out of control. We are going to fight back, and we are going to win. And the Supreme Court will be ready to hear these cases. You know, again, these are federal district judges who are trying to control our nation's agenda. And yes, President Trump won the popular vote by an overwhelming majority. Yep. He won the Electoral College. And the people of America want change. And these judges they are losing, and they realize that, and we are going to win.
They are losing. They do realize that, and we are going to win. A little bit of patience. They came in prepared this time. In 2017, Donald Trump was not particularly familiar with the way the machinery of government works, the way it grinds people up and destroys them. But he does now. He knows better than anyone else what it takes, the fortitude it takes to move forward and move this government forward. Have no fear. Donald Trump knew what he was up against. It's going to take some time. Some of these cases will take time. It will slow down some of the things you want to see happen. But we'll get there. Oh, and speaking of the haters, by the way, have you heard about the Hate America tour? I think that's what they're calling the Bernie Sanders and AOC trip around America. The American Haters Tour or something like that, where they call for a stop to anything President Trump does. But what's far worse is what you hear from those in attendance of these gatherings. The calls for violence from the left everywhere outside the Bernie Sanders rally in Colorado, for example, just this weekend. Listen.
I believe that the minute that Donald Trump decided to start ignoring judicial orders, he gave up the right to be the rightful president of the United States. He's an enemy of the nation, and yes, I'd like to see him hung by his feet by a lamppost. So I'm kind of sick and tired of all these Democrats running around talking about, here's what we're going to do to win. Motherfucker, they're not going to let you take office. The only way we're getting Donald Trump or J.D. Vance or his ilk out of power is having tens of millions in this people in the streets. And we're going to have to have a few thousand people die at the hands of cops and soldiers before people get outraged enough to actually force the government to resign.
Wow. He seems rational. And it was it's not like he was by himself. Bernie's rally goers, one after another, calling for mass violence against other Americans. Try this on for size.
Beheaded Donald Trump, are you calling for his death?
I am, yes. I believe it's time that the people straight cut his head off.
Wow. These are rational folks. These are folks trying to figure out why they can't win elections. Really? Can't figure out why you can't win an election? I think that speaks pretty well for itself. Maybe I'm wrong. Even those that say they don't support violence, well, they support violence. Here's more.
But you wouldn't necessarily call for violence, would you? Are you supporting violence?
I think there's the people in power, that's all they're going to listen to at this point. I feel like we've done the rallies, we've done all these things, and they don't listen, and that was something that finally got people to listen. So I personally don't, but if that's what we need to do for people to listen, then that's what we need to do.
Oh, so I don't support violence unless that's what we need to do. One other thing that was painfully clear, they were also universally uninformed about much of anything. Listen, you got to hear this to believe it. Listen to this.
6. Do I want to get Elon Musk out of politics? Yeah, the world's richest man, the most influential in history, is now calling the shots.
What has he done that really bothers you?
He's arrogant, drugged up, naive.
60 years, USAID, billions of dollars. Do you think it made an impact in the world?
You know.
No answer. Yeah, there you have it. There's There's your Bernie Sanders AOC World Hate Tour. Anyhow, we'll be watching all this closely. Your health, your most valuable asset. At the Wellness Company, they're here to help you protect it. From daily essential supplements to specialized immune boost formulas, the doctor-developed products are designed to help you feel your best naturally. Not just about supplements, though. As a member, you'll have access 24/7 to virtual care, exclusive discounts, personalized wellness plans tailored to your needs. Not my needs, your needs. Not a one-size-fits-all is what I'm saying. It's for you personally. TWC.health/Gruber. Do that today. Explore the wide range of wellness solutions. TWC.health/Gruber. Use the promo code Gruber, and you will save 10% at the Wellness Company. Healthcare that works for you. Promo code Gruber. All right. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter today. We need 25 new followers on Twitter and Facebook. Looking for this movement to continue with you, side by side with me, as we continue to take back this country. God bless America. Quick break, and I'll be back.